Good morning mga katribu. Good morning, Chito.
Hi, Gigie.
It's Wednesday, the 13th of September. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tribune Straight Talk, where we discuss current issues that matter to each of us. This is Gigie Arcilla.
Good morning, I am Chito Lozada. We are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Yes, and in this morning's episode, we are joined by the President of the Management Association of the Philippines, Attorney Benedicta Du-Baladad.
Hello.
Good morning, Attorney Baladad.
Morning, everyone. Good morning.
Welcome to Straight Talk.
Thank you.
And
Yes, sir.
mukhang marami po tayong mga importanteng issues
Yeah.
na dahil the MAP is an umbrella organization of ipaliwanag nyo na lang po. Yun po ang understanding namin na, I mean, it's an umbrella organization.
No, it's not an umbrella organization. Yeah, it's an association
Okay.
of professionals and management
Professionals.
people. So right now we have about 1,200 CEOs within our ranks. No,
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's all in the private sector po.
no, we have private sector, we have government. So if actually you look at the economic team, all the economic team are members of MAP. So, for example, Secretary Ben Diokno is our member, Secretary R.C. Balisacan, the BSP Governor, DTI, Secretary Fred Pascual, who used to be a past president, the one I took the helm from. So that's Secretary Fred Pascual, and many others. We have actually produced within a 75-year period of our existence, we have produced more than 200 secretaries already.
So, we get down to business.
Oo.
Gigi.
So, umpisa mo na, Chito.
Yeah, since employment is one of the major undertaking of the government, what's the current trend in the employment in the country, ma'am? Particularly in terms of job growth and the industry sectors.
Okay, I think the industries are trying to prepare and scale up for the fourth industrial revolution. As you see, after the pandemic, the transition to this digital world is really very fast. So that after the pandemic, when we went back to our businesses, we find it already in a different environment and we really have to cope up. So it's not only in terms of how we do business, in terms of the machineries that we have or the structure that we have, but it's also about people. So there is now a skilling up, reskilling, etc. To meet the current needs now of the industry.
Yeah, okay.
So, ano po yung mga what are some of the key of the challenges or obstacles faced by job seekers in the country?
Alam mo yung mismatch na can I talk also in Tagalog na rin?
Yes,
course,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. Alam mo yung mismatch na
Better.
sinasabi? Ang dami nating unemployed, pero hindi sila ma-employ. Bakit? Kasi nga yung skills na hinahanap ng mga negosyante, wala sila sa skills na yon. Kaya ngayon nga, ang pinupush namin is there should be a proper matching of the needs of business at saka yung skills ng people that are graduating. So, kung maaalala nyo yung K-12, ang sabi, pagka-graduate sa K-12, dapat employable na yan, pwede na yan pick upin ng business. But kung tingnan mo yung data ngayon, parang ang sinasabi, only 4% of those are picked up by business enterprises. Yung iba, andyan pa rin sa community, ito yung mga tinatawag nating nagmamasay, nagkukulot, those are the kinds of graduates, no? So, ang sinasabi nga namin, mag-usap dapat ang education sector at saka ang mga negosyo para makita kung, because to develop graduates that you need in business, doesn't take like today, I need them. The education sector has to develop that, no? It takes, for example, 2 to 4 years to graduate a person, no? So, yun ang mga ina-encourage namin. And also looking at how we can scale up also yung technical vocational, because there are many parents who are just waiting for their kids to graduate, and so that they can help them in their family. So yung at saka yung iba ayaw na talaga or not capable of going to the college or tertiary college degree, and therefore they are just happy to be employed, as
Yeah.
tech vocational. Pero if they are employed as such, dapat naman yung hindi yung low end of tech voc. Should be yung medyo higher end na siya of technical vocational. So for example, we're talking about bookkeeping. Do you need a 4-year graduate and becoming a CPA to do bookkeeping? You don't need. So for example, yung mga paralegals natin, I think that can be addressed in just part of, you don't need to become a 4-year graduate to do all those. There are many, many other things that we can scale down and be part of the technical vocational.
So,
Regrettable.
ano po yung status ng yung inyong um,
Yeah.
meetings with DepEd in terms of, equipping our
Graduates.
yung mga nasa K to 12, mga nasa senior
Nasali
high.
kasi kami, okay, in the formation of, for example, laws and policies. So ngayon, when we raised that ang dami naman palang mismatch at hindi natatanggap, and people who are supposed to be already employable but cannot be employed, kahit pa paano there are now discussions but still at the very early stage, no? Pero merong isang batas na sinusulong na nila ngayon, wherein yung K to 12, di ba, ginawa ng K plus 10 plus 12 plus 2, the 2 being kung ano na yung tracking mo, proper tracking. So if you don't want to go to college, hindi mo na kailangan yung plus 2 na yon, but you have to go to another track that would direct you kung ano na yung gusto mong maging trabaho. Pero that is, again, still in discussions. So there.
Employable na after K10 plus 2.
Di ba yun ang sinasabi nila? Dapat at that age, at that period, kung gusto mo na talagang mag-empleyado ka at hindi mo na kailangan pang mag-aral ng tertiary, ng another 4-year college to be employed, then dapat pwede ka ng employable. You have the proper skills, you know where to employ, and that their business should also be ready to pick you up already in employment. I just came from last week. I had the chance to visit yung Girls Town, Sisters of Mary, no? Girls Town in Silang. And there are about 3,000 students, ladies, no, that are in high school. So, ang ginagawa pala ng Sisters in Mary, meron silang mga spotter of children or grade 6 elementary or grade 6 graduates who can't afford to go to high school. So they pick them up. There are about 3,000 of them. And they're telling me that these are all for tech vocational. And there are many companies that are there already linked with them. And so that pag graduate nila ng high school, readily employable na sila in all these companies. And I've been asking them, nahihirapan ba kayo na i-employ sila? And they said no, because at early stage, we partner already with the industries. Ano yung kailangan nila, doon namin na ngayon inaano yung mga bata. And there is even an OJT. I mean, they are trained by the industries. That's a very good model. If we can just replicate that in all public schools or what, it's a good model.
Should be institutionalized. the way that is being done.
Oo.
So, ma'am, how does MAP collaborate with the institutions like the schools in ensuring that the
Para
graduates
para
are
ma-bridge yung
employed?
gap nung
Kasi
employability.
it's regrettable na marami pala are not in the job that they were that based
Kung
on
ano
the
yung
courses that
pinag-aralan
they
niya.
took.
Yeah.
Oo.
Ang tinutulong actually namin, kasi nga MAP kami, di ba, Management Association. It's about management expertise. It's about sa ideas, new ideas. Ang tinutulong namin is more on nasan yung kulang. It's more, nasan yung kulang, saan yung dapat mong gawin, ano ang dapat, ano. So, it's more on the idea generation. But we don't really like go to the schools and that I think would be the work of some other people. Although, since we are in the industry, we also push for industries to link with the educational institutions for their needs. So, as I said nga, yung isang nakita ko, ang ganda-ganda, biruin mo, 3,000 student na hindi na kayang pag-aralin ng mga nanay, tatay, pabibigyan mo kahit papano ng source of income ng future.
Right, correct one. Can we about prices?
Oo, siguro yung
It's
mga
one of your advocacy, ma'am, about the effects of
Malnutrition
taxes
and child stunting. Our
okay.
number one project is on child stunting. It's a campaign against child stunting. Of course, I think the prices that you're talking about, yung presyo ng bigas ba?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Medyo medyo pwede magkakaroon din po kasi ng epekto kasi it's very possible na because of the price cap, nagkakaroon ng adulteration. So, hindi siya yung standard nung bigas, wala nang masyadong nutritional value which would, could contribute to yung malnutrition and yung stunting na yan. So, ano po yung take ng MAP tungkol po dito sa price cap?
Alam mo, nung kinuha namin yung malnutrition and child stunting as a flagship project, tinignan namin ano ang cause nito, ganun-ganun. Of course, the root cause, ang pinaka-root cause is poverty. Okay? But when they look at it, kahit daw mahirap ka naman, pwede kang, marunong kang magtanim-tanim sa tabi mo, ganyan-ganyan. And then, we look at it, and then, yung isang lumabas, at even in the latest survey that we did, sabi nila, aware sila about malnutrition, etc. But, sa mahal ng mga binibili nila, they cannot afford to eat nutritious food. Parang ganon. So now, our committee on agriculture, because in MAP there is a committee on agriculture, they are looking at how they can bring down food prices. Kasi ang problema natin is food security, food sufficiency, food availability, yung value chain that whenever nandyan lang sila that you can just buy them. No? So one of those na pinush nga nila is to lower the tariff rate and make it uniform for all agri products. Kasi nga, I think our production is not as robust as the other countries who are importing. So nag-i-import tayo, and they're saying that ibaba natin yung tariff niyan para maging affordable sila. Now, talking about rice, kasi nga there is a price cap now, no, that was declared.
Correct.
And alam mo, I'm not an economist, but I know the principle of the law of supply and demand, no? And whenever you tinker or you tamper with that principle, there would be
Distortions.
intended consequences that are bad, diba? So, alam natin yan. So, we're trying to understand, bakit sila pumunta sa isang gano? And I know the ones who push for the price ceilings would know that. So, ano ba talaga ang rason? Bakit nila bakit nila nilagyan ng cap? There must be a reason for that, ano? So, we're trying to understand. So, ang sinasabi is because right now, I think they just want to give a lesson to the cartels, etc., that those who have already bought at least stored it with the hope na makaka-turn around sila and make big money out of that. So with the price cap, so ang sinasabi, pwede nating i-control yung mga na yan, yung mga abusive, no?
Practices.
And they were saying naman it's for the short term. They're saying it's more of a strategy. It's a strategic decision that they made. And they said it will not last long. It will just be for 2 months ba?
1 month.
So, 1 month lang
1 month lang.
sinasabi ngayon, ma'am.
1 month na lang ngayon. Kasi nga, ang dami nang about that. Whether that is the proper measure na dapat kinuha ng gobyerno. Because remember, last administration, they were for rice tarification, di ba? And they were targeting it will lower down the cost of rice. So, well, anyway, it's still a big issue that they are trying to solve. The last that I read is that the Department of Finance, who initially said they were not consulted, made a declaration that they also agree. So baka nalaman nila yung reason under. We can't really comment. You know, in management association, we don't want to comment unless we are armed with the full background and full facts of the cases.
So, we take a commercial break, pero tanungin natin si attorney regarding sa rice tarification. Kung anong,
so, pwede nyo namang, after na ating commercial break, you can answer that. Yung take lang po ng ninyo or ng organization about rice tarification. So, mga katribo, we'll be pausing for a quick break and we'll be right back.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, #Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Data Consultancy Services.
Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Arayan at talakayang showbiz times 2, doble-doble. Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakayan ng showbiz, Allain Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon. Dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
So we're back, Gigie.
Yes, and we're back, and we'd like to thank our sponsors.
Our sponsors.
Empire East,
Ayala Land.
and PhilInvest. So, balikan natin si Attorney Baladad
Yeah.
sa ating interesting, it's about, the management, the initiatives of the Management Association of the Philippines.
Yeah, regarding the rice tarification law, the intent was to lower the prices of rice through importation. Do you think nagkakaroon ng epekto sa parang tumaas lalo yung presyo ng bigas dahil dito, attorney?
Oo nga and I think the problem would be on the hoarders that they have to control. Because if you look at the tarification law, di ba ang idea doon ay free importation.
Free
Hindi
importation.
nakalagay doon na may mga restriction on importation. So, it's still following the law of supply and demand wherein pagka freely available yan, you can import, no? Then, and if there is more supply than the demand, then supposedly bababa na yan. Unlike before na, there is this, they call it quantitative restriction, wherein there is only a certain amount of rice that you can import para nga maprotektahan yung local na farmers natin. So when they did the tarification, meaning, sige, anybody can import, but you pay a tariff. So they use yung tariff to protect the local industry na magkapareho sila ng price or whatever. Now, supposedly nga bababa. Maganda pa naman nung una because I think the tariff that they collect from that, flow nila as a development fund of the farmers to help the farmers. So at some point, medyo appease na yung farmers. I really don't know what happened. I think there's something wrong in the market. And that's where they should look at, no? Ano ba nangyari?
Meron, baka may involvement yung mga hoarders
Yun na nga.
para masira yung momentum ng tarification.
Ayun na nga ang nangyayari yata. So, again, then enforcement then has to come in, di ba?
Yeah, yung proposal, ma'am, na i-lower yung tariff. Do you agree with that? Sa rice?
Well, we haven't looked at that. Pero supposedly, the tariff is the balancing. Kasi kahit i-lower mo yung tariff na yan, kung ganun pa rin ang sitwasyon, na maraming cartels, maraming hoarders, maraming controlling the market, ganun pa rin ang mangyayari, hindi ba?
Yes.
Sino ang pagbe-beneficyo doon? Eh di yung pa rin mga undesirables. Kasi they will buy it at lower cost, lower ang tariff eh. Then they will sell it at the same price or higher. Saan napunta yung ano ngayon? Yung income, revenue sa kanila. So, baka yun ang dapat natutukan. There is something wrong. It is not, we are not in a normal condition where the law of supply and demand will apply, ang tingin ko. So, baka dapat yun ang tingnan.
And the government suffers kasi sila nagbibigay ng subsidies. Pati farmers ngayon, mingi na rin ng subsidies.
Eh, kasi nga, oo.
Kaya parang hirap hirap i-match eh.
Oo nga. Ma'am, meron ding may current issue din sa para sa mga employers. This is about yung minimum wage law. Isang issue po ito na
Yung increase, ito ba yung increase?
May mga nag-agree and then the others, it's isang malaking daw to, pagpapahirap doon sa mga hindi naman talaga ma-afford, yung mga small scale, mga SMEs. So, ano po yung take ng what's the take of the MAP on this?
Okay, I think there are other associations that are really nakafocus dyan, katulad ng ECO. And then, I think meron din silang isang asosasyon na mukhang thinking of making a statement about that, no? The employers. Now, in MAP, ang basic principle lang namin is that when they do that, increases, dapat tingnan din nila ang business, no? Kasi I don't know, it's a chicken and egg ba? na kung masyadong mataas ang minimum wage, unang-una, kukunti ang ma-employ mo. Because you have a limitation on your revenue, on what you can sell. So, and what you can afford na cost ng labor mo. So, kung 5 ang labor mo ngayon, biglang tinaas ang mga yung amount na yun na kaya mong ibayad para sa tao, magiging 3 na lang. So, I think then there will be a rising unemployment. That's one. Second, tama yung sinabi nyo, pag hindi na yan kaya, meron ba namang negosyante na willing siya na lugi, na nagpapalugi? So kung hindi na kaya ng negosyante kasi nga lugi na siya, he will just fold up and then marami ding matatanggal, mawawalan ng trabaho. In short, ang sinasabi namin, i-balance din yung kakayahan ng negosyo doon sa kailangan ng tao. Baka the answer is really not on increasing the minimum wage.
Related to that, ma'am, yung employment practices, what does MAP play? What role does MAP play in promoting fair and inclusive employment practices?
We're always talking about inclusive growth. Okay? So when we say inclusive growth, walang naiiwanan, lahat hanggang sa mabababa, dapat sabay-sabay na pag nag-grow ang ekonomiya, kasama sila in the growth. That is why nga, we're trying to solve itong mga malnutrition, child stunting, because ang child stunting will affect really the quality of labor. So we're not looking na dito sa ngayon, kundi generations to come. So we're looking at long-term na ano talaga ang root cause. Bakit hindi tayo makausad? Una, yung mga bata natin, parang hindi na, ang tawag nito, hindi na they cannot absorb anymore. Dahil nga, yung kakayahan nila na stunt na. Because they're saying that a child, the first 1,000 days of a child, which starts doon sa pagbubuntis, sa inception, hanggang sa 2 years old, kailangan ma-develop yung brain, yung kakayahan ng brain. Now, kung hindi ma-develop yan kasi malnourished ang nanay, malnourished ang bata hanggang wala, it's irreversible. They say, meaning hindi na siya pwedeng gamutin pa. That's why, ang daming paano yung mga feeding in school? When we talk about malnutrition and child stunting, nare-relate nila kaagad sa feeding. And in schools, may programa, I think, ang DepEd, na pinapakain na rin, ina-identify nila yung mga malnourished at pinapakain. But ang tingin namin, that is already too late, no? Kasi tapos na yung kung saan nagde-develop ang brain. Kaya kung tingnan nyo, yung mga resulta ng mga evaluation ng mga bata 10 years and below, of the 78 countries, second to the lowest tayo in reading comprehension. Hindi na wala na, hindi na maintindihan yung binabasa. And we are last in, baliktad ba ako? No, tama. We are last in science and math. Of the 78 countries. So nakakaiyak, di ba? Ano bang tapos before we talk about labor and the salary of this, we have to go to the root cause. Bakit ba? Kasi wala na tayong high value laborers eh. Hindi katulad ng ibang bansa, ang galing-galing yung innovation nila, ang fertile ng mind ng mga tao nila that can innovate or that can meron silang mga new ideas, bring in new ideas that becomes very valuable and ang lalaki ng income na nangyayari dyan. In our case, ang problema natin, baka maging, kung hindi sila makakip up, yung mga batang yan na stunted, they will just be a burden to the society. Kaya nga sabi ng isang ekonomista namin, instead of demographic sweet spot, ibig sabihin nun, meron tayong very young population that can bring in value and could be the growth of the country. Anong spur mo ng growth ng country kung lahat yan stunted, lahat yan unemployed, lahat yan kailangan the government has to take care of. So we said, baka
Naging burden.
time bomb pa yan. Oo.
Yeah. Sayang nga yung opportunity na yun, yung demographic sweet spot. Kasi sa ibang bansa, nag-age yung population.
Yes, all of them. Tayo is a very young, vibrant, kung kasing galing lahat ng mga nung unang panahon, yung hindi distante, no? Ewan ko kung anong age, kasi nung araw, nung panahon namin, whenever we go to conferences, medyo mayabang kami. Pag Pilipino kami, mayabang kami. Kasi when we talk, they know, they're listening.
Listening.
Kaya, you know.
Bago ni ihip ng hangin.
So from childbirth, kailangan
Oo,
nakaalalay na
kailangan.
yung gobyerno.
Hindi childbirth, inception.
Inception pa lang.
Oo.
Oo. Kaya dapat alagaan natin yung mga, lalo na yung mga teenage mothers, no? Ang daming, we are number 1 yata in the ASEAN region ng teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
Mothers.
All right. So, ma'am, how does MAP engage with government agencies and policymakers to advocate for policies that promote job creation and a favorable business environment?
There is a continuous talk. We engage them in a continuous talk, discussion. So marami kaming outlets dyan. Unang-una, meron kaming 30 committees. Yung committees na yan, specific kung saan sila. So kung education yan, agriculture yan, national issues yan, innovation, diversity, meron yan. Ano? So it originates from there. Pagkatapos, meron din kaming mga avenue for discussion. Meron kaming natawag na breakfast dialogue with policymakers, wherein it's a more or less a closed door, and we engage them in discussion. We also have, so whether it be in the executive or in the legislative or in the judiciary, depending on the issue, so we engage them. All our general membership meetings also, we take that opportunity to feature and invite secretaries. So ang next namin na on September 2020, September 20 is Gilbert, Secretary of DND, Gilbert Teodoro.
September 20 yan, ma'am.
September 20.
Yung pong mga employment opportunities na sa mas digital na nga ang focus sa para makapag-generate ng employment sa mas maraming Pilipino.
Digital.
Anong industry po kaya yun?
Ano po ang mga yes po.
Well, ang sinasabi nilang that will push for growth would be, alam mo yung BPO sector natin. If you look at it, strength natin yan yung BPO sector. Pangalawa, this is what we call our local, ano ba tawag natin sa mga OFW? Why? Bakit sila local OFW? They don't need to go out to earn dollars. Nandito sila, they work here, it's a dollar earning. Ang sinisilbihan nila nasa labas, pero so their income is in dollars coming in also, but they are here. So yung social cost of going abroad where families are being destroyed, etc., and children napapabayaan does not happen. Kasi dito na sila, yet they bring in, the same kind of income and give the same service. So yan ang isang tinitingnan nila. Pangalawa, of course, yung ICT, and still there are those that push for manufacturing. Kaya nga hirap na hirap ang gobyerno na pumupunta sa ibang bansa to attract big investors. Because I think we really need them. Pero alam mo, ang nakakatuwa ngayon, they passed the creatives law. So,
recently.
So there is now a focus on developing or cashing in on the value ng napaka-creative na mind ng mga Pilipino. So I know that in Cebu, they are aiming to be the creative part of the country, no? They are now yung programs nila are already geared towards that. And yesterday, meron kaming MAP CEO conference. And we're talking about ASEAN, di ba? Yung ASEAN integration, kailangan isang bloke tayo ng ekonomiya, etc., etc. So we were talking about cooperation, coordination natin, and we're talking about, ano bang maibibigay ng Pinoy? Ano bang mabibigay ng Pinoy na ano? And then, si George Barcelon of PCCI, I heard him saying, you know, whenever I go to ASEAN, kahit saang hotel yan, ang mga kumakanta, mga Pilipino.
Correct.
So, bakit hindi natin yan ang advantage natin over the other ASEAN region? Di yan ang i-contribute natin. Dapat yung, what is this Korean group na sikat?
BTS.
Yun yung mga ganon. Bakit hindi tayo magkaroon ng all-Filipino na ganon? Why can't we promote our singers, our artists, na ang gagaling naman? Yung mga, lalo na in, also if you look, there was a time they're already talking about the Philippines being the design capital of the world because even in furniture, di ba nananalo tayo? In tawag nito, fashion, nananalo tayo, etc. So in short, we are the kind of people who are really very, very creative. And baka dyan daw ang magiging, natin, an advantage or something that we should look at that would bring in value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tama
Well
po
said.
kayo dun, ma'am. So, ma'am, we are, gusto po namin makausap pa kayo kasi tungkol po ito sa job generation and But then, can we ask for your final words, attorney?
Yes.
Okay. In MAP, we are not that engaged in day-to-day issues, no? We are now going down to the root causes of why we cannot grow as much as we want to. And we are being left behind by our neighbors. So we want to go to the root causes that is hampering our growth. And that's, of course, we again talk about education, we talk about child stunting, we talk about investment creation. No? So those are the things that we are actually pushing hard.
Okay.
Okay.
This is now for the next generation. And I hope you all join us to protect the next generation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's
So
a good goal.
maraming salamat, Attorney Baladad, the President of the Management Association of the Philippines. Mabuhay po kayo, Attorney.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope to see you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have another guest.
Okay na. Okay na.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, hashtag bigger, better, younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Data Consultancy Services.
Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Arayan at talakayang showbiz times 2, doble-doble. Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakayan ng showbiz, Allain Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon, dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Arayan at talakayang showbiz times 2, doble-doble! Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakera ng showbiz, Allain Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon, dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Arayan at talakayang showbiz times 2, doble-doble! Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakera ng showbiz, Allain Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon, dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Arayan at talakayang showbiz times 2, doble-doble! Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakera ng showbiz, Allain Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon, dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic. Bayad Center. Hashtag bigger, better, younger bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Tata Consultancy Services.
Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
So we're back.
We're still on Straight Talk Chito, and we have another guest this morning. He is the founding member of the Global Gold Monetary Fund. So, mga katribu, let's welcome Allain de la Motte. Did I pronounce it right?
It's a pleasure to be with you.
All right. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
for being with us. So, Mr. Allain. So, can you tell us about Global Gold Monetary Fund? This is something new to us.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we've read.
New to you.
Yeah. That's
It's actually a movement. It's not an organization, even though it's a trust that has been structured to execute the program. We are a movement. We're trying to awaken people to realize that there are some very serious problems relative to the financial system of the world, and that people need to wake up very quickly and take control, because we are sovereign. God has made us sovereign. We are sovereign before God. And we need to take control of the situation and bring some solutions that will restore sanity to the world. Because the way it's going right now is so blind leading the blind, nobody knows what to do. So we have to bring some direction, a new vision, a new understanding, and hopefully communicate a vision to the people that they will be able to rally behind. So it's a movement.
yeah. So, so what exactly, sir, is the concern? I mean, what exactly is, what causes this this situation where people don't know what to do, about the world's finances
Yes.
and all
Well,
this?
the problem is that you have a system in the world today which is based on fractional reserve banking. So the central banks are creating money out of thin air in order to finance projects and the governments and everything else, but there is no foundation to that money. And so what happens is not only are they creating money out of thin air, which has nothing behind it except the good faith and the credit of the government, or the issuer. There is on top of that, they're lending it back to you at interest, and it's compounded interest, which means that debts are continuing to grow and grow and grow, and there is no stopping. And so the problem today is that they are trying to put a Band-Aid on an artery that's been cut. It doesn't work. It doesn't heal.
Yeah. That's the idea of fiat.
Fiat currency.
That's
Correct.
the basis is only what the issuing country has promised.
That is correct.
Right. So that would be a different. The way that you are advocating now is that the basis would be gold.
This is be gold, a return to gold. But it's not just a return to gold, it's a return to God as well, because God is the divine owner of the gold. And so a return to God is a return to gold. And you see, gold is a flat line. The value of gold doesn't change. Okay? And this is something people need to understand. For instance, this morning, the Bank of America in America said that gold was going to go up to $3,000. Well, what are they really saying? Gold is a flat line. That's because it has intrinsic value, which is given by God. And so what you have is an issue where the price of it's the dollar that is falling relative to gold that is causing gold to appreciate. That's all it is.
So it's all about revenues. It's all about earning.
It's all about earning. That is correct.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so Chito.
Yeah, the world used to have gold as a standard before
Yes.
some period, I guess, before the Bretton Woods started, right?
1971.
71. So the proposal is to go back to that kind of.
The proposal is to go back to a different form of a different standard. That is that we have to return to the intrinsic value of gold. And gold has intrinsic value. You cannot say gold is worth this much of an external currency that's manipulated by men. You have to return to what is the intrinsic value of that gold. And the intrinsic value of that gold, we're defining it right now as a unit of gold which is holy to Yahweh, holy to God. Okay? The moment we do that, you realign the entire system of banking, system of exchange around the world to the will of God, and you bring back again sanity in the world, and you bring back something that is just, that is fair, that is equitable. So that's basically what we're advocating.
Yeah. Do you think it's, I mean, with all, the whole population of the world, that's like,
To accept the
yeah, to
all the what?
accept, I mean, the entire population of the world. So it's a movement, advocating for, returning to that
Correct.
standard.
What we hope is that people will wake up and realize that every one of us, we're sovereign before God. We're endowed with sovereignty rights. And by the way, your constitution, one of the reasons we're here in the Philippines, your constitution actually defines that probably better than any other constitution. Okay? Very important. So,
Which exactly in the Constitution of
well,
the
it
Philippines?
speaks about the sovereignty of individuals. Okay? And then you have also the 1997 Act, which took back that sovereignty of the people, again, of the the indigenous people. That act defines the sovereignty of those people. They are self-governing, self-determining, and so you have a wonderful opportunity within the Philippines for the Philippines to lead the world in a new way. That's our hope. That's why we're here.
Okay.
So you're talking about making gold as the currency, the means of exchange.
The means of exchange, as a medium of exchange
medium
and as
of
a store of
exchange.
value.
Removing all the foreign currencies right now.
Yes,
or the
well, it's all
currencies
based
right
on
now.
foreign currencies. Let me give you an example. What we're doing is we've already created, it's already done, we have 249 trusts that we've already created for every single country. So the idea is to allocate a certificate of gold to each one of those trusts. And then each one of those trusts will fractionalize that certificate of gold into units of gold that are then exchangeable. You can have an electronic wallet, you can have a printed currency, you can have any form of barter, method of barter, whether that we know today, a card system and so on, that will carry the units of gold. But what will happen is in the Philippines, let's say a gallon of milk is worth, let's say, 150 pesos. So what it would be a one-to-one value parity initially, so that the number of exactly the same. So it'd be 150, 150, okay? But in America, if you also have a one-to-one, a gallon of milk would be $3.50, let's say. And so what would happen is it would be 1 unit of gold in America for $1. And so there has to be an exchange between the two. So what we've done is we have removed the complexity of all of that, and we have anchored that into 64,000 exchange rates which operate behind the scene, which you'll never see. As far as you're concerned, it's 1 peso, one Philippine currency.
So who will manage all this kind of system if it's
This trust,
accepted globally?
We are setting up a platform that will be operational early
platform.
2024.
Okay.
We're returning to banking as a service. We're not here to, this is not a crypto play, this is not a scheme, this is not a, it's about simply taking what God has given us, which is the gold, and then transferring that to the people in a way they can actually use in order to barter and in order to be able to operate. But also it's something that we would like to do because God wants the current system to be replaced by a system that is just and fair. And so we're returning to justice and we're returning to fairness and equity for all. And that begins with forgiveness of debts.
Okay.
How many, I mean, the Global Gold Monetary Fund, how many members do you have? I mean, all
None.
working together?
None. This is a launch.
Oh, I
Okay,
see.
this is a launch. This is an idea, this is a change of paradigm, this is a, we're hoping that everybody who hears will be a spark that sets a forest on fire, wherever they are.
How was it conceived, the idea of Global Gold Monetary Fund?
It's a good question. It evolved over about 30 years.
30 years
So
ago.
that's
Yes.
30 years in the making.
We have seen the problems of the world today, and we've seen that nobody knows what to do. One government thinks they're changing things, they promise all kinds of things, the next one comes and nothing has been done, and the next one promises the same thing, and the next one, and it's simply kicking the can down the road, and nobody seems to know what to do to correct the problem. The problem is so big today that unless people understand the fundamentals of how money is created, and you have to go back to the root of the issue, then you begin to understand that it's a problem that is bigger than humanity. That if this thing crashes,
Which is
it will destroy everybody. It will be catastrophic. It's the money printing business of the central banks is probably the worst Ponzi scheme ever devised. I'm sad to say.
Oh, how is that so?
Well, because it's the creation of money ad infinitum. You're creating out of thin air a monetary unit that serves a
based on
purpose of, as a medium of exchange.
Yeah.
But what you have is, when you understand fractional reserve banking, which is that with $10 on my reserve balance, I can create 100, then all of a sudden you have a situation where you have a leverage, 10-to-1 leverage, that has been applied. But I'll give you an example of US dollar, for instance. 2 years ago, the fractional reserve banking required a 10% reserve deposit in order to create 100. Today they've reduced it down to 0, which means that it's infinity.
So we're taking a commercial break. But
Yeah,
before
so
that,
interesting. So we have to take Allain,
we
Mr.
can
Allain.
ask Allain implications of
Yeah. And how will it be? I mean, will it be done? I mean, how long?
long?
Is it going to be a long term to see?
Well, yeah, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll give you the chance. You'll be answering that after a short break.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Conti's Bake Shop and Restaurant, delightfully yours. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. And Tata Consultancy Services.
Conversations that are masterclasses from the top honchos of various industries. Learn from their strategies and insights so you yourself can unlock your full potential. Perfect every Friday at 2 p.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
Para yan at talakayang showbiz. Times 2. Doble-doble.
Kasama ang dalawa sa walang kupas na talakera ng showbiz, Allain Ignacio at Alex Brosas. DTT Show, tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 4 ng hapon. Dito lang sa Diaryo Tirada ng Daily Tribune. A wellness show dedicated to empowering viewers with the knowledge and inspiration needed to lead a healthy lifestyle. Be Well Now, hosted by Miss Cory Crino, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube. Creative minds, entertainment icons, style influencers. We shine the spotlight on remarkable individuals who shape our cultural landscape. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m., only here in Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
And we're back, still with Mr. Allain.
And dumbfounded.
Yes, yeah. All right, Chito.
Yeah, we're just want to know what were you doing before you have this advocacy. We're wondering what kind of...
I mean, have you been, advocating for this all your life? Or,
Well,
how did it start?
okay. It began, for me at least, about 30 or 40 years ago. Because I could see, it's just maybe a gift that God has given me, but I can connect a lot of disconnected things and I can get a picture of what's going on and what the root cause of a problem is. And I've seen over the years, over the decades, that it's a lot of talk and there is very little substance behind. And the reason there is little substance is because it's a highly complex subject. And so what began to happen is God began to prepare me to understand things, to see solutions, to understand things. And that was a long period. This didn't happen overnight. So I began to write patents, I began to do things, I began to invent ideas, and I worked on this. But then what I began to realize is that there were other people in whose life God was also doing the same thing. And what happened is gradually over a period of 2 decades, the last 2 decades, it all came together, and it was a supernatural move of God to bring all of us, who are 39 of us, together with a common purpose, a common vision, a common objective, which is to help deliver sanity to the financial system in the world. A return to that, but also a return to God at the same time. Because without that, we won't be able to have a blessing upon what we do.
So there's an element of divine calling for you and
people ask me,
others.
how long have you been doing this? And I say, about maybe 20 years that we've been working on this. And they say, well, has it worked? I said, look, it's not my problem. For me, it's not a job. It's a mission. So if God says do, you don't ask questions. And so we are in a situation now where we've been working very hard for a number of years to bring this together. And finally, we've been waiting upon God to say when, and the when came. It was September 11, the exact date that we were given. So this is a work of God, and nobody can stop that, I believe.
What would be the end purpose of it all? I mean the end game.
What is the end game?
Yeah, if you achieve
The end game is the liberation of people, because people don't understand that they are today indentured slaves to a monetary system.
The oppression from the current system.
That is correct.
Okay. So is there, how do you propagate, that vision?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I hear you. It's a good question. It began with, for instance, the open letter to the nations. It was printed in your newspaper.
Yes.
Correct.
That is, we're hoping that this will reach the whole world. This is a letter addressed to the leaders of countries. It is addressed to the people of the countries. And it's also advocating that there is a solution, there is hope, because today you have people that are hopeless. They don't have hope. And the Bible says that my people perish because of lack of hope. And so if you don't have hope about what your life is worth, what's the purpose of your life? Why are you here? What is God's purpose to bless you? You will not flourish.
Right.
And so our hope is all of this is tied together. There are many, many aspects that are tied together. And the monetary system is the beginning of that. So if we're able to restore people, restore hope, restore a vision for the future. And my hope is, look, I'm only one man in front of you here. I am nobody. God doesn't need me. But yet he will use me because I'm willing. Well, that applies to every single one of us. Anybody who steps forward and says, I'm willing, use me, will be used. And that's my story. I said, send me.
Yes.
He did.
Do all the other 38, members, or those who share the same vision, do they do the same? Like they go from one country to another, just like how you do it?
No, we're one voice only right now because
Okay.
we're tackling a very big problem. I am not afraid. Therefore, I'll take the front lines.
All right.
Okay.
So Mr. Allain is the
I'm the
spokesperson, yeah, the
spokesperson,
official
yes.
spokesperson.
But behind me there is a whole lot more. And by the way, the 39 is now 70 of us.
Yeah, but I could imagine that being the spokesperson, you're the only one who has to be, has to go around, and talk to
Yeah.
people about that vision. So it's a tough job.
Correct.
I mean, you should have.
Well-
I believe you should have more than one spokesperson.
We could, and there are people who would be qualified to do that, but I don't think it would be safe to do that.
I saw. I know.
I think you know.
Yeah.
You'd be disrupting a lot of things.
That's correct.
Yeah, but then I mean, if
But I can tell you, anything happens to me, there are lots of people that will take over. It will happen. So
but I mean, if only there are like 5 of you, or 10 of you, and then
A lot of this.
yeah, I mean, you'd reach more. I mean, the reach of people would be.
but you see the movement, what this will do is there will be people that will come. What we have provided is a tool, a methodology. I'll give you one example. If somebody today has a certain asset of gold, for instance, let's say it's stored and they've got X amount of gold, whatever it is. Let's take a country that has, a certain amount of gold that the country owns. What are they doing with this gold? It's costing them money. It has to be stored. It has to be secured. It has to be insured. It has to be, and so on. It's a drain of money. And we are simply using that in order to give an illusion that their currency is worth something.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's
But that's not what we're advocating. We're advocating take that gold, remove all link to the fiat currency, return to a unit system where the value is directly tied to that gold. Use that in order to liberate people. And so in so doing, we would have the ability to deliver a total solution to the country where we would take the gold under a bailment agreement. A bailment is where we have a use of it, but not the ownership of it. The ownership remains there. And it's simply transferred, and we then apply our technology to it, and we convert it into units and distribute it for and on behalf of the country. So that's open now to 249 countries. When we launch on September 11, it's an invitation to 249 countries in the world to join.
So aside from what is contained in our Constitution, what other factors did you consider in
Well,
launching?
I think your Constitution guarantees the sovereignty of the individual. And that's a very, very significant thing.
Are there any other factors why you chose the Philippines to launch the
That's a
movement?
good question. God told me Philippines.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For what reason?
I don't, to be frank, I don't know. But when we began to focus on the Philippines, we began to understand maybe why. You have a wonderful people, okay? We have categorized the world into 26 categories in order to, when we do the exchange rates between countries, we were looking at how do we liberate, not only liberate the people, but how do we elevate the countries that have been hurt the most throughout the world. Because there's been great disparity, great, I was looking at statistics and so on, like on a country like Sierra Leone. The GDP per capita in Sierra Leone is $784 a year. And so when you look at that and the disparity, where in the United States 50,000 something, there is, and you look at the country, let's say of Sierra Leone, which is a very gold-rich country, rich in all kinds of assets. Why would they be so low relative? So in doing this, we categorized 26 categories. And the Philippines is number 23.
Out of the...
On the bottom of the list. So you're very disadvantaged.
I mean, there's a lot of gold, but
You have a lot of gold here, but very disadvantaged. And so our system is to hopefully bring up the Philippines, be able to use the Philippines as a base from where we would launch. Now, the other interesting aspect of all of this is this, that money has been weaponized. Okay? And this is very important to understand. And it's the weaponization of money that's going to bring down the current the dollar, the reserve currency of the world. Now, if the reserve currency falls and all of the currencies are tied to that, that means all of the currencies are going to fall with it. And so that's why everybody is rushing to try and find solutions to that. And I think it's a process that will accelerate now, and we will see now some interesting developments that will begin to happen because of the weaponization of the dollar.
that's true. Because when the world is in trouble, they all turn to gold. They buy gold to back up their
But
economies.
the problem with that is that if the on-ramp to buying gold is the dollar, or whatever fiat currency it is, and if you sell gold, the off-ramp is also the dollar. As long as you've got two fiat currencies sandwiching the gold, nothing will happen. They control it.
They control it.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The one who holds the currencies.
that's true. That's true. So it's such a complicated. I mean, this is what's happening beyond, the awareness and knowledge of, most people.
Yes. Well, it's a complex problem for the average person, but I think that God will begin to awaken one, and then it'll be movement. It'll be 10, it'll be 100, it'll be 1,000, it'll be 1,000,000, and I think that very slowly people will begin to awaken to the problem.
So that's the multiplier effect.
Yes.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah, it will happen.
Yeah, that's right.
It will happen.
I mean,
It will.
it's troubling. I mean, it's troubling.
It is
to think about
concerning.
it.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, I've seen this around ourselves, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. It's easier to, put your head in the sand and say, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But
That's easier.
this is not reality.
Do you have a website or
Yes, we have
a
social
website?
media platforms. We
Yeah.
have everything that's being unleashed, be started actually as of tonight. It will be operational tonight.
So what's the name of the account name of the social
It's
media?
Global Gold MF for Monetary Fund.
All right, so that's on Facebook,
.com.
right? For the
Global Gold.
website.
Yes,
And then how about-
then we will publish all of this in the website, so you'd have a link and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
people can download, nations will be able to download
and listen,
the articles of agreement, because what we've done is we have actually very carefully thought out all the solutions that were needed to be adopted by countries. And that's in a 75-page document.
Okay.
Wow,
And it's already done,
goodness.
signed, finished. You can download it.
75 pages.
Yes. These are the articles of agreement,
Okay.
okay, for Global Goal Monetary Fund. So nations will be able to join. And when they join, they would have to adopt the 75 pages. We're not changing a word in that. This is already set in concrete.
Some form of a constitution. A charter for
It's a
what?
charter for
For
the organization. Correct.
organization.
Okay.
Very
So,
clear.
all right. So there's a website, there's a social media. So that
How about
would,
an office?
that would be a great help rather than you just, speaking for the.
Yes, everything that we need to communicate will be through the social media,
All
it will
right,
be
so-
through a platform, it will be through our website. Everybody is going to be able to download
Yes.
all the documents that we produced from the website and actually read it,
Yes.
study it.
Do you have an office here in the country?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will be setting up an office here. Yes.
So, can we have your final words, Mr. Allain, about this vision of the Global Gold Monetary Fund?
Well, before we finish, I just want to say happy birthday, Mr. President, because I just found out it was his birthday today. So
It is.
I'll begin with that. And my message to the people of the Philippines that God, somehow, I don't totally get the picture of everything yet, but there is a reason why Philippines was picked. And God loves you. That's all I can tell you. And that He has a purpose for your nation. And God never uses the big things of the world to bring glory to Himself. He always uses the small things, the ones that are the most difficult, in difficult situation, to bring glory to Himself. So my hope and prayer is that every Filipino will be blessed by what God is doing. And
Right.
hopefully we'll be able to serve all of you.
It's
Okay.
good to hear.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Allain, and
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you, mga katribu. Tune in again next Wednesday for another episode of Straight Talk. I'm Chito Lozada.
once again, I'm Gigie Arcilla. Watch Straight Talk every Wednesday at 10 in the morning on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. And once again, thank you so much, Mr. Allain, and the founding member of the Global Gold Monetary
Monetary
Fund.
Fund.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
You're welcome.
We hope to have you as a guest again
Thank you, mga katribo.
after the launch.